Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we'll take a look at how to use ChatGPT to source out ideas for your digital assignment or, in fact, your video presentation. Without further ado, let's get started. You can go to Google or you can even type in ChatGPT in Google. That will take you to this page, or you can even directly navigate to this page, openai.com, and you can start using ChatGPT. In this, you can go to try ChatGPT. If you have not signed in, you can sign up using this particular thing. Or if you have your Gmail ID, you can probably use that for logging in. So I'm going to use my Gmail ID to log in. So I'll click logging in. So this asks for my email address. If you have signed up and you have got a dedicated email ID, you can incorporate those details. And I'm going to sign in with my Google account, or I mean the Gmail account. I'll pause the video. In the flip side of the video, I would have I would have logged in with my Gmail credentials. Here we are. I have successfully logged in with my credentials, and this is what the first screen probably you see. I'm going to close this for a moment. Yeah, so it has got new chat, and if you want to work in the dark mode, like probably you can select this. And if you have a Discord account, then you can probably get into your Discord server and try getting into OpenAI to know about more the features and other related stuffs about OpenAI, or especially this ChatGPT. And if you have any questions, like frequently asked questions or updates, you can probably take a look at it. And you can see this log out button. So this is means that I've logged in with my Gmail credentials. So these are the examples, and you can see this some of the important things that you should know before you search anything in ChatGPT. Basically, we'll be sourcing out ideas for our digital assignment number 3, which is the video presentation. Let's explain you with some basic understanding of the syllabus as well as the content that we are looking for with respect to our course, and then we'll dive into the sourcing out of ideas using ChatGPT, right? And so first thing, I'm gonna just type in a keyword, like generally we do it in Google search is called biomining, like so biomining. You can see it takes quite a good time to understand biomining, and then it probably gives us in a jiffy. It does not take much time. You can even see biomining is the process of extracting valuable metals and minerals from biological and so on. So this being a generic, like probably even in Google, like for example, even in Google search, we probably get biomining, and that will give you this process of microorganism to extract metals and so on, right? Something like that. And what's the special in ChatGPT is that, say for example, if I'm gonna type in like biomining in India, it can probably list them some of the facilities, but more importantly, it will just build upon the idea. It says like in India, it's still in the early stage of development and so on. Several challenges, like we have not even asked about like what are the challenges, but you see the AI is so powerful that it can give us more idea. So this is how we source it, like National Biotechnological Department strategy and National Biotechnology Board. It's a kind of an thing that we will be doing in manual search when we know about biomining in India and the agency or the consortium that is responsible for that and so on. Let's take a look at bio-CNG plants in India. Say, let's see how it can bring out the list or something like that. But it still gives us like a basic overview of what is bio-CNG, just like how it is, how we learn concept, like it gets understand initially, and then it gives us the idea. You cannot expect the addresses or the personal details or contact details of any facilities, but you can even get a periphery of what exactly that is and something like that. And you can see it's have got quite a good search and so on, right? Then the concept like composition I just type MSW. I didn't even specifically mention as municipal solid waste, but you can see that MSW stands for municipal solid waste. The reason is that the previous searches are all related to solid waste management and something like that. But you can see it neatly lays down the idea of what is municipal solid waste, and then it talks about different types of waste and something like that. Probably it'd be a great tool for learning. You can probably put the content of our syllabus, and you can find out more insights about each topics in much detail, and even it will give you the cross references also. Let me check in India versus USA, something like that. It might give us the comparison, I guess, but I can even see it will give you periphery. As you remember, like we talked about this in detail in our class, the MSW in India and USA, and the percentage variation is pretty high because USA being a developed country, the amount of waste generation is also pretty high. But owing to our population, we are actually matching the in terms of composition, in terms of the percentage. And then we talked about the density of our the solid waste and the US and something like that. And you can see all these things of whatever we discuss, like by population growth, changing consumer patterns, and so on. Right. So this probably will be a great tool for teachers to understand the concept which they already know in the other flavor, like to get more things or something like that. Talked about how to source out documents, the reference articles pertaining to your digital assignment using Google search and academic databases like the Google Scholars and Science Direct and so on. So in this particular thing, we'll take a look at how to use ChatGPT to source out those documents, or at least the reference or the links, or probably the article name and the title and so on, right? Say, for example, I'm gonna type in municipal. I've taken a new tab, so you see this is the old one. So I'm gonna use new thing to understand. Let's type in, instead of municipal solid waste, MSW. Let's see it understands, because in the previous search I talked about solid waste management, and then I typed in MSW, so it understands. But now it's a new context. Let's take a look at how it gives me the result. Let's see, MSW articles, and it says you see, MSW stands for Master of Social Work, and this is not probably like we wanted to work. And you can see it starts giving us, but this is a wrong title, or the wrong search, because it's our mistake, because we have not specifically given municipal solid waste. So let me type in, and remember in the previous video we talked about ProQuest and other related websites to source out the documents, academic journals and so on. Let's take a look at it is my mistake, or just general beginner's mistake, to give short term, because it's an AI, so we need to be very specific with our search. I say municipal solid waste research articles, and it may not give us like the exact topics unless we give them but it'll give us the idea. You can see waste generation, composition, waste collection, transportation, and something like that. And probably I think this is fair enough. So you can even refine your search by taking up this thing like landfill design and management, and then you can start working on um, say academic article with largest citations are, and then it talks about over time, and it's important to know the number of citations alone does not determine the quality or significance of an article. This is truly an important insight. um, some academicians will differ on this, but then, like, citation alone does not determine the quality, but more the citation means like more people have certify that it is valid research and have got good potential contribution to that particular field or something like that, right? But it's a, you see, it's more of a human talking to us. or replying to us for our queries, something like that. That's the power of AI when you compare to the conventional search engine optimization or something like that. And you can even do a regenerate responses as much as time. You can. This is two of two, and you can navigate to the previous one and so on. Right. So this completes like basic periphery of how you can make use of ChatGPT. Let me tell you how you can use for your DA3. Right. So I'm gonna type in ideas to create video presentation on say plastic waste management. Remember, this is just to source of idea, not to get exactly what it does or what it gives, right? So it is like overview of plastic waste, say, then plastic waste generation and sources. You can make a video on that. Then plastic waste management methods, and it says recycling, landfilling, incineration, composting, and then plastic waste reduction strategies, one video probably, and plastic waste and the circular economy. This is our seventh module on circular economy, and then conclusion, like probably I think this all these things for a single video. And you can use mix of animation, visual, storytelling. Like storytelling itself is an art nowadays. Like there are some universities abroad, they focuses on this skill, but storytelling may not be, a part of our curriculum, or we don't have any on materials on that as of now. But if a student does that with the storytelling thing, that will be a great thing, right? And animations we generally do visuals, graphs, and photographs. But if we can give these things, I think it sums up like really nice. It's all single video. I thought of different videos, but it's 1 to 6 gives us the idea. Let's do a regenerate response. Like we'll take one more thing on plastic waste, like introduction to the problem. Probably it'll give something, the other flavor like statistics and all, but it's probably the same. The disposal techniques or methods, recycling processes. In the previous thing, I think it doesn't talk about recycling, I guess, but when we do a regenerate search, it talks about that. And the roles of individuals and communities. Yeah, that's a really important point. Actually, we really missed out in the previous thing, or it does not source out initially. But now, when we do a regenerate search, it probably gives us much information. Samita, let me do one more regenerate response. The third, maybe it will do a much refining of the previous two, and it even talks about types of plastic waste. Yeah, that's also an important point. So this is what I'm going to tell you is like source out as much as details as possible and make a convincing video, and more importantly, it should be an informative video. Could be even can be used as an awareness or something like that. So that will have some, take away, not only in terms of marks but also as social responsibility, right? All right, so that's it. These searches are all saved here in ChatGPT, and it'll be stored, and that's why it just gets into login. So I'm gonna log out for a moment, then I'll just close this video. All right, so this is the overview of how you can make use of ChatGPT for your DA3. I wish you all good luck and see you in the class.